All right, let's talk Excel. If you're ready to seriously level up your skills, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to dive into a feature that is so powerful, but a lot of people just don't know about it. And trust me, it's going to completely change how you work with data across multiple sheets.
Oh boy, does this look familiar? I'm sure you've been there, staring at this long, clunky, and just begging for an error formula. You know the drill. You're manually adding up the same cell from the Jan sheet, then the Feb sheet, then March. It's a total nightmare to build, and even worse if you have to update it later.
Yeah, I thought so. It's such a common headache for so many of us who use Excel. But you know what? That kind of repetitive, manual work is exactly what we want to get away from.
I like to call this the multi-sheet headache. It's that feeling you get when your workbook has a bunch of sheets that all have the exact same layout. Like monthly reports or budgets for different departments, and you realize you have to consolidate all that data by hand. It feels like such a chore.
Well, I'm here to tell you it does not have to be a chore at all. In fact, Excel has this incredibly elegant and way more powerful solution built right in for this exact problem. So what we're going to do is unlock what I call Excel's hidden third dimension. Seriously, this is going to completely shift how you think about the structure of your data.
And this quote just nails it. We're all used to thinking about Excel in two dimensions, right? You've got your columns on the x-axis and your rows on the y-axis. But what we're doing here is adding the sheets themselves as a z-axis, letting us go deeper into the workbook.
So what is this thing technically? The official term is a 3D reference. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a single reference that points to the very same cell or the same range, but it does it across a whole stack of worksheets at once.
Okay, enough theory. Let's get our hands dirty and actually build one of these things. I'll walk you through it step by step.
You're going to love how simple this is. First, you just start your function like you always do, say equals sum, then you click on the tab for the very first sheet in your range. Now here comes the magic part. You press and hold the Shift key, and then you click on the tab of the very last sheet in your range. Select the cell you want, hit Enter, and boom, you're done.
And will you look at that? That is the result. Compare that to the messy formula we started with. Instead of all that typing, you get this beautiful, clean little thing. Equals sum, istis Christi, nice Jason, E7. That single formula is adding up cell E7 across every single worksheet, from istis Christi all the way to nice Jason. So elegant and so powerful.
But here's where the real power kicks in. These formulas are dynamic. So let's say you insert a new worksheet anywhere between those two endpoints, its data automatically gets included in the total. You don't have to touch the formula. And it works the other way too. If you delete a sheet, its values are removed. If you drag a sheet out of that range, its data is taken out. The formula is basically alive.
Okay, so you've got the core skill down. Ready for the next level? Let's look at a combo move that's going to save you even more time. Grouping your worksheets.
The idea here is simple, but it is a massive time saver. Imagine you need to change a header, or update a formula, or maybe apply some new formatting. With grouping, you do it once, and that change applies to every single sheet in the group, all at the same time.
So why would you do this? Well, picture this. You've got 12 monthly reports, and you realize you need to add a new column header and format it on every single one. Instead of clicking through and doing it 12 times, you just group them and do it once. It's perfect for entering data, applying formatting, or adding standard formulas. You save a ton of time and, just as importantly, you ensure everything is perfectly consistent.
And getting it done is super easy. Remember how we used the Shift key before to select a range? For grouping, you just press and hold the CTRL key and then click on the individual sheet tabs you want to include. You'll see the tabs turn white, and that tells you they're all grouped up and ready to go.
All right, on to our next power-up. This one is all about making your formulas incredibly easy to read and manage. We're talking about using named ranges. The idea is instead of relying on those kind of cryptic cell and sheet references, you just give a cell or a whole range of cells a simple, descriptive name that actually means something.
And this right here shows you just how powerful that is. On the left, you've got a standard 3D formula. It works, sure, but you got to stop and figure out what it means. On the right, equals sum departmental underscore budgets. It's instantly clear what that formula is doing. When you name your 3D range like this, your workbook basically documents itself. It is an absolute lifesaver, not just for you, but for anyone else who has to look at your work later on.
And creating a name is ridiculously fast. The easiest way is to just select the cells you want to name,
Then go up to that little name box next to the formula bar, type in a name like total_sales or something, hit enter, and that's it. You can even use the name manager to define a name for 3D range, just like that departmental budgets example we just saw.
So, let's put this all together. When you combine these techniques, you're not just learning a new trick, you're fundamentally changing your workflow.
Just think back to that awful, ugly formula from the very beginning. You've now learned how to completely replace that tedious, manual, error-prone work with a system that is elegant, dynamic, and actually easy to understand. This really is a new Excel superpower.
So there you have it. You've now got the key to unlock Excel's third dimension. The only question left is, what are you going to build with it?